All right, before we do these intros, Jjakji sends that SCV out of the base right away. This is for one build that I can think of at the top of my head, and it's the same build I scumbag zombie grab over with. Perhaps Proxy Marauders. We'll see if that actually ends up being the case or not, because I'm really, really excited if it is. If it's any other cheese, then whatever, who cares? But this is the fight before Christmas. It's the other semifinals match. The winner of this goes on to fight against Solar in the grand finals. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map, playing for my insanity, it's going to be the Green Terran, Jjakji.
The bottom left as the Red Terran, it's Yoda Prime.
Okay, so this could still be Marauders. What I had assumed he was going to do was sneak the SCV up on the top, follow that ledge, and try and sneak it up here to the north like we so commonly see. Oh, actually, if this is Marauders, it's like the worst barracks placement ever. So perhaps my hype is going to die down a little bit, but... Journey is a player who in the past, if you guys missed it, you know, this is something we saw him do versus Protoss all the time. This was something we've definitely seen versus Zerg, but less commonly. I'm a little curious how this is going to work out for TVT, because of course he is taking a gas behind this, and I'm assuming Reapers.
Yeah, I think it's Reapers. Again, because of the barracks positioning, mostly.
I know, it's like, if that was actually enough space for the tech lab, I would still call Marauders on this, but... yeah, it looks like to be the Reaper, and it's gonna be like this. Is gonna be the fastest Reaper. He's got his racks down before Yoda's. I mean, that's just how fast this is gonna be.
Is 888 Reaper? Yeah. Well, Yoda's gonna be very surprised. I mean, this is coming like what, like a full minute earlier? Like I mean, more. It's very, very fast. And the worst thing that Yoda could do is put down like a factory and immediately like a reactor. That would be the worst thing. But yeah, even if he doesn't, even if he has like one Marine. 2 Marines even, that's not going to hold up very well against constant Reaper production.
And that is what's really scary about this, because it is going to be constant Reaper production. And he throws in the factory right away, he goes to the Marine. This is not going to work out too well, because this SCV will be able to soak some of the hits as well. I mean, the Reaper is already going to beat out the Marine 101 without any pulls from Yoda's sake. But for Jjakji, I mean, this is... I don't know, this is an evil moment. He's actually not going to send it in right away, and he's going to bank this up.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, he's going to hope Yoda puts down that reactor.
Yeah, he's not, though. Even still. So he goes in right now. All right, so sees the reactor down. And one Marine can't take on one Reaper. He just can't. Focus.
I was going to say, if there wasn't focus fire, but the SCV gets the kill. Barely, very barely. Which of these guys was the hero there? I'm trying to click on them all and find out which one it is. No, don't split. I had him selected for a second. I'm trying to celebrate your heroism.
That's so bad.
Yeah, that's actually, this falls apart incredibly bad. Like, so now the Hellion will be coming out, and he's not gonna have that snowball effect that Reapers rely on to actually work.
Stop getting killed by SCVs. Oh my god.
The problem for Jjakji is this does put him off just a little bit. Scouting with his racks actually probably wouldn't be too bad of a follow-up, but back at home, he's got to make something to stop Hellions from just running up this ramp and killing all the SCVs.
Oh, wow. Oh. Well, I mean, Jjakji's not too far behind on his own starport at the very least. There's always that worry that Yoda's going to have, like, Banshees just, like, immediately, and Jjakji's going to have no Marines because his barracks on the other side of the map. Yeah. But that won't be the case. He'll at least be able to get, like, a Viking, his own Hellion, although only one. Man, it would be better if he also walled off as a main. Get a little more comfy.
Yeah, I mean, if there was that depot wall down or something, this is less problematic, I guess. Less of a risk, but... Sickest scout NA, this Overlord barracks. Yo, if he just lands this... Yeah, if he just lands this, is like build something, that'd be hilarious. The other thing, too, is actually with this barracks being nearby, as silly as this sounds, you know, it's not about the Marine coming out of this, but more so, Yoda can't actually swap reactors or tech labs. Jjakji will see that, and he'll wait to land on it himself.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I hope he remembers that. Well, that is a Marine about to pop out.
Oh, that bold Reaper went out to get some scouting, got poked, and ran back to the bunker barely alive. For Jjakji's sake, I like to follow up with the Viking rather than anything else. He wouldn't have the time for a Banshee, and I think he knows this too. So whether it's landing the Viking or picking off the medevac, it's got some serious potential. But not going to try and steal that reactor, although I think that would be a very good move.
It would be cool, sure. But Yoda's gonna attack in here, and Jjakji really doesn't have anything. His Hellions go down immediately. 3 Hellions still survive. 2 Hellions for Yoda.
Land the Viking, get this guy in the fight. The Reaper's gotta get back inside that bunker too. It's not gonna do too well outside of it. You know, he's actually not doing
Okay.
too bad at holding. This could go much
No.
worse, but he did lose 7 SCVs, and that's not something he's going to easily recover on one command center.
Yeah, that wasn't really bad at all. This Reaper could execute
Nice
a lot
snipe.
of these. Yeah, everything.
MVP. It was like the worst
mean-
start for Jjakji, but not a horrible follow-up.
Yeah, I love this barracks block as well. Ha ha. Well, you just put the command center right next to it. It's tearing things, right? Like pick up your command center.
Yeah, just tearing things.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, like one time, someone like pylon blocked Flash, and he just put the command center right next to it, and the casters were freaking out, and they were like, "Oh yeah."
That's right, the Terran. That's like
Just
when
there.
I cast with Fenner and he sees a Widowmine go towards a Terran mineral line, I'm like, dude, calm down. It's one Widowmine. Like,
Yeah,
not a
exactly.
big deal.
I'm almost positive the casters weren't Terran at the time either, right? Because like Thanos is the only like mainstream Terran caster. Well, anyways, as you can see, Yoda does just misplace it a little bit. He'll lift it up later. But the important thing is that, like, you know, if he has more than, you know, if he's oversaturated in the main, he'll want to transfer over as immediately as possible. As
Well,
soon as possible.
Banshee got up here and started picking up some SCVs while we look at the production of Yoda, and Jjakji's down to 16 workers. It just, you don't come back from this, is what it comes down to. And normally I'd be like, well, he's got a push coming with a siege tank, changes this around, but you need to burn the auto turret, he had to waste energy on the Raven. He doesn't have a siege tank in the slightest, and there's just no way 11 SCVs trumps 31.
Oh, no. No. I mean, Jjakji is like 100% gonna die. 99% gonna die. Never discount maybe a good medevac drop? Although he's going for a Banshee, so that...
Well, see, this is why I was going with that tank thing. We see 2 tanks, 8 Marines through 2 medevacs almost always, maybe not bring people back, but do a lot of damage no matter what. So that's the move I was looking for out of Jjakji, but because it's not available to him, I've seen enough TVTs to know that this is the worst feeling in the world for Jjakji.
You know, there is no anti-air for Yoda
Yet.
yet. His 2 Vikings pop out. So if a
Yeah.
Banshee came across the field, it could poke at these Hellions. Grasping for good things for Jjakji right now. He has nothing above his opponent. Oh, he's going for mech, though. You know, Yoda's the one going for mech almost every single game that we cast, and he goes for bio.
Well, we actually didn't talk too much about it. We said we would. For those who don't know, these guys did fight each other earlier in this tournament, and it was only one time, but Yoda did beat out Jjakji. Or actually, no, I take that back, sorry. Jjakji beat out Yoda.
Yeah. To get first in the group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I remember that.
well, the thing that for me kind of resonates a little bit with that isn't that he got first versus second or anything like that, but it's the fact that when they did play, you mentioned before, yeah, it was weird mech stuff coming out of Yoda. He did the same sort of antics versus Polt as well. But this game, this is hardly anything that comes down to mech versus bio. This was just like Jjakji open with cheese. It didn't go well for him, and no matter what the follow-up would have been, like, if your cheese fails, typically you're behind in a bad way.
Yeah. Down by almost half the supply. The Banshee. Well, okay, that was Yoda's Banshee, so that's a little helpful for Jjakji, but he has to deal with 2 tanks.
It would
A
almost
lot
be-
of Marines.
It'd almost be better if it was bio, because then he wouldn't have Marines to shoot his Vikings in the air. Maybe his Banshee brings it back to the game, but the Banshee falls, and the Vikings just don't have that oomph.
Cool auto turrets from Jjakji as well to take care of the tanks.
Yeah, kind of a cool move, but it's not the tanks that are gonna kill him, it's the Marines and everything else. I mean,
If it
the
was
thing
a
is,
normal
he's-
situation, it would be the tanks.
Well, that's the thing. He is making the best of a bad scenario. Twice now, we're going to see Jjakji barely hold. And I want to stress barely, but this is.
Maybe not even then.
If he pulls SCVs, I'm pretty confident he actually wipes everything here. But you don't want to pull SCVs, right? You're trying to protect those precious mineral mining son of a guns.
Yeah, 22 SCVs. For that one base.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I mean, the sad thing is he's going to lose this factory, which is a really crucial part of what he has, because he did hesitate to pull. The Vikings don't really take a lot of damage from the Hellions being armored, and as we see, game number 1 is going to go in the favor of Yoda. But alright, folks, that's TV.